What's up, guys? My name is Damien. Welcome back. Bringing you my review for episode 5 of The Flash. And if you haven't seen the episode yet, you might want to click off. Feel free to come back later, as always, to hear my thoughts and opinions. So I'll get right into it. This was, in my opinion, the best episode of the season so far. And I say that mainly because it had some key things that I really just appreciated. And those things may not necessarily mean that the episode seriously was the best that they've had so far, but I think it was the best overall as far as quality is concerned. And I think that if they continue to do things like this, they really will have a great show on their hands. Because right now, I think a lot of the questions that are realistically being asked kind of go more along the lines of how good is this show and is it as good as Arrow? Should I be watching both of them at the same time? And obviously, that answer, in my opinion, is yes, because if you're watching Arrow, the universes are connected. You can't exactly skip Flash. That's just the way I look at it. But anyway, so to get right into why this episode was so great, interaction between Barry and Iris, they were great. They had over 6 minutes of scenes together this week, but it wasn't really about the length, it was about the quality of scenes. They had some really, really great dialogue exchanged. And it's great to see that Iris is. I really want to see actually when she realizes that Barry is the one that she actually is in love with. I don't know when it's going to happen, but they are the end game of the show. There's no debating that. I know a lot of people were kind of interested when they had the Felicity scenes, but nothing's actually going to happen there. So seeing her motivations for, or her initial motivations for writing about the streak and wanting to know more about the streak, i.e., the Flash. So that was great when they had that kind of stuff. Equally rewarding to see Barry's face when he found out why she's actually doing it. Her motivations and his reaction combined was just really great. So their scenes together, I really enjoyed. And the fact that this is now becoming something more to her. She really wants people in Central City to know that this streak is out there and he can save them. And just, even though he's not looking for credit, she just wants everyone to be aware of that. And they have dealt with this theme many times in these types of shows. So it's great to see, or in shows similar to this rather, so it's great to see The Flash adopting this as well, because this is something that would naturally come up in a reality-based setting. So anytime they do this stuff on a TV show, it is much easier to sell the idea that this could really happen. And the more believable they make it, the more interesting it ultimately gets. So I really like that. Hats off to them for that. They also get a lot of thumbs ups for doing things like the way the Flash altered his voice when he was talking to Iris, the fact that he vibrates his face. Little nods like that sell the realism just a little bit more. And again, really great stuff. Outside of that, more development with Harrison Wells. Again, he is a hero, or he's one of the good guys one day, and he's the villain the other day. So, really, we're going to see exactly who he's going to become down the line. I have an idea. I'm not going to say anything just yet because I want to see some more development first. And then, because I know a lot of you guys that are watching the show, I'm not too into comics at all, actually. I've never actually even read a comic, but I try to get caught up on comic book characters and so on through like wikis and quick little synopsis videos if there are any. So that's generally how I get my information. So that way I kind of get an idea of who the characters are, their motivations, and how they're connected and so on. And Harrison Wells, there's definitely some potential for him, and we'll just have to see how it plays out. So he really is. It's hard to know because I feel like he's one of those characters too he thinks he's doing the right thing, but then the ends justify the means. Like, he's kind of lost his way a little bit if you want to kind of look at it that way, but we will see what exactly will happen. So again, great scenes by him. He's also a great mentor for Barry Allen, but then he's the bad guy at the end of these episodes, as we've seen a couple of times now. So that was great. Outside of that, I really liked the scenes between Joe and Barry, because Joe has become just a much more important father figure for Barry. And it's nice to see that since he has embraced the idea of Barry being the Flash and really just supporting him and not doubting him like he was before, their bond it's really tightened, and now it's because their bond is stronger. He has this group of people supporting him now. You know, Cisco, he's got all these different characters that are now involved that are fully aware that he is the Flash already. And because of that, he doesn't have to do this alone. Even though Oliver Queen on Arrow, he didn't have to do it alone for too long, but he still had a few episodes where he was by himself, and then John Diggle came into the picture, and then it was just the two of them for a while, and then Felicity, and so on. But I like the way this show is it's doing it in a totally different way, showing the differences in the characters and their growth. And it's great because since the universes are connected, we can see just how these two types of characters will work together, how different they both are, and it's all about the different journeys, so it's always good stuff. Lastly, I should touch on Gorilla Grodd. This was the final scene of the episode, the flashback with Harrison Wells when he walks up to a cage and there's a gorilla in there with a name tag on the outside of the cage labeled Grodd. And who Gorilla Grodd is, I am not an expert, but the core things that you really should know: he's obviously just a gorilla, I shouldn't even say just a gorilla, because he is a super intelligent gorilla, and he has a lot of powers, telepathy mainly, but super strength and durability and all of that good stuff. So it'll be interesting to see where they actually go with his character. Obviously, each of these characters have their own journeys, so it was great to see them give a nod to Gorilla Grodd, because he is actually a Flash villain. At least that's where he was first introduced, so that was great as well. And I didn't even touch on Plastique. Honestly, that was the one disappointing thing about the episode, I think. Nothing was wrong with the girl they casted, nothing was wrong with her scenes, nothing was wrong with the special effects involving the Flash saving her, or not saving her necessarily, but taking her out to the water so that when she explodes, no one dies. The problem I had was the fact that she did die. I don't understand why she had to die in the episode. It's very possible that she could come back, but I would have liked to see her not die. That would have been great. So outside of that, I don't know exactly what will happen with her character. It would be nice if she comes back at some point, but if she doesn't, it's not really a big deal. It's not like she was a major or even a semi-important character in DC. I mean, she has some kind of importance, but it's not too noticeable if she wasn't there, because the characters that she would connect with really aren't involved with the Flash TV show. So it's fair as it is. It's not really that big a deal, but it would have been cool if she came back. So yeah, that's really it for this review, guys. Let me know what you think. There's probably a little bit more I could touch on, but I really highlighted the core bullet points of the episode. It was really great. Share your thoughts and opinions down below. If you have any moments that you personally enjoyed yourself, feel free to comment. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Arrow. My name is Damien, and thank you for watching. Check out my other two videos at the end.